Subscribe, follow, like, share. Last Bell Boxing. These guys give you all the exclusives, and next time I get my fight date, it's going to be exclusive on here as well. So make sure you give them all a follow.
Hello, welcome to the latest edition of Last Ball Boxing. As ever, we're joined by Sean. How you going, Sean?
Good afternoon. Yeah, all good, thanks, mate. Yourself?
Looking forward to the fight card later, no doubt. I'm really looking forward to the Dave Allen fight, so fingers crossed for that one. Okay, so the topic for today is Delboy Derek Chisora has been posting on social media that there's 3 options for his fight coming up in December. So let's break it down one by one then, Sean. So I'm going to start with Wilder, which I think is the least likely for it to be. So give us your thoughts on how if you think this happens or not.
Yeah, was a bit of an interesting list. I think when we were speaking in our chat, I mentioned Zhang as I'm sure you saw the video he put out yesterday. I think it was calling Del out. Yeah, I agree. I think Wilder's the more unrealistic out of the 3. I think he's even said himself, hasn't he? He's fighting in January next. So yeah, I don't think we'll see that one out of the options.
Let's just do a hypothetical question. If they did fight, I'd see that panning out, Sean.
I think Chisora probably knocks him out in 3 or 4 rounds, to be honest.
Right. He's got to get to him in 3 or 4 rounds, though, because it'd be an awful fight as the round went on. They'd both be blowing, wouldn't they?
Yeah, be windmills galore, shall we say.
Yeah. If it went past 4 rounds, it would go to points because they'd both be that tired that they won't be able to knock each other out anyway. So that's my option. Okay, so we think Wilder, if you had to give it out of 10 in terms of possibility, where are you putting
it? 3.
Yeah, I'm going 4. So yeah. Okay, then we move on to Big Baby Miller, who's desperate for a fight. Keeps flattering to deceive regarding fights in the UK. He's been lined up a couple of times. It's been pulled for one reason or another. I won't get into that for legal reasons. So, yeah, Big Baby Miller and Sean, same question. So, give us your thoughts about this one and the likelihood of it.
Yeah, I think this one has been the front runner for a while, really.
Well, they've had a bit, haven't they, outside the ring? They've had a bit of each other.
Yeah. I think probably out of the 3, this one's the most likely it will be, I think. I can't see it being Dillian Whyte. We'll go on to him in a minute. But, yeah, I think there's a good sort of 8 or 9. It will be Miller, I think. Makes the most sense, I guess. Miller's obviously a big talker, will sell, be a good build-up. So I think, I mean, if it is Chisora's last fight, and that is a big if, I think it'll be a decent way for him to bow out one.
Yeah, I mean, we'll come on to Dillian Whyte in a minute, but I actually fancy the Dillian Whyte fight being more of a possibility than this one. Miller's a little bit younger than Dillian Whyte, a little bit fresher, I'd probably argue as well. The only thing I would say is Chisora ain't going to have to go looking for him, is it? So there's that to take into account. So out of 10, Sean, where were you, in terms of possibility of this fight happening, where are you putting Big Baby Miller then?
Well, I'll put this one at a 7.
7, okay. I'm going to put that as a 6. And then we'll move on to Dillian Whyte, who, remember, is wanting that big fight to ride off into the sunset with after his last disappointment. So I'll jump in first on this one. I think Dillian Whyte's my favourite out of the 3. I think they've got history, they've shared the ring before, good fights, it will sell. So I'm going to go, I'm giving that 8 out of 10 in terms of a possibility if that happens. What says you?
Well, I think we'll see Dillian Whyte, but I think it will be against another Londoner that Eddie Hearn's tease will fight this year. I think we'll see Whyte and AJ, to be honest, if we see Whyte again. So I'll give this one 5, bang in the middle, 50-50 if it happens for Dillian Whyte. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an easy in-fight house to make with Dylan White being with Frank Warren as well. So there's that advantage. But yeah, I just think Dylan will fight AJ for some reason. It's just something that seems to be bubbling under the surface for me.
See, I think AJ goes to Africa and fights probably for Cody out in Africa somewhere.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know if you saw the interview with Eddie Hearn. I think it was on the stomping ground with the Parsons, and he did drop in there that AJ could fight this year. So it'd be interesting to see if they chuck him in with Dylan White.
Yeah, and with Dylan White being at the stages at the minute, Sean, is that an attractive? Is it an attractive fight for the boxing public? I'm not sure. Don't get me wrong, the narrative's still there. You could argue it's 1-1, couldn't you? So you got that narrative to spin, but I'm just leaning towards Dillian White jumping in with Chisora again.
Yeah, so out the two possibilities then, AJ against White or Chisora against White, which one do you think sells better?
Yeah, definitely AJ fights better, but I just can't see. I just can't see White jumping in with AJ at this stage of his career. And also, from a commercial perspective, we've just seen Dillian White ironed out by Atama. So I think he's going to have to get a win from somewhere, Dillian White, to get that AJ fight to build the narrative. So I think it plays out. AJ goes and has a vanity fight out in Africa somewhere and earns an absolute shed load of money. Dillian White jumps in with Derek Chisora with a view that if he wins, he gets the AJ fight. And then that'll be a warm-up fight before Tyson fights AJ late next year in Riyadh. There you go. That's not a bad piece of matchmaking for you, is it?
Yeah, you've got a good crystal ball there, mate, I have to say.
There's quite a lot of disappointing place there, isn't it, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I could for sure see that happening. I mean, I know Chisora hasn't mentioned Zhang in the 3, but for me, that would be a decent fight as well if that is an option.
Yeah, I mean, he's looking for a dance partner, Zhang, isn't he? And he likes coming to the UK and he's with Frank Warren, so I can see Zhang. It's just interesting that Del Boy's not even mentioned him within them 3 that he's posted. But it wouldn't be a new trick for Del Boy just to give everyone a bit of a curveball, would it? So Zhang might be worth a shot, and also Zhang's tailor-made for Derek Chisora, isn't it? Another one who will just stand in the pocket. But Del Boy gets caught ever so easily, and you don't want to be getting caught too many times off silly Zhang. So that's where I'm wondering about the matchmaking there, to be honest.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting as well because this is the undercard to Moses Atama, isn't it? I think Atama's their headline. So, I mean, I know Warren hasn't really done any pay-per-views himself for ages, has he? So, could you envisage this being a pay-per-view show by the end of it when it's all fully announced?
It's a good question. It's a good question. It depends how these fights shake out, right? And the undercard depends what it looks like and how much dough it's going to take to put together. Because let's have it right, Sean. Old Turkey is getting a bit more scrupulous with the purses that he's putting out, right? And he's starting to want to claw a little bit back by a pay-per-view. So it's a good question. I think if you go my route, which is obviously going to be the right route, I don't think so, no. I don't think you can put a Dillian White versus Derek Chisora and Moses Atama versus someone he's going to knock over, I would imagine. I don't think that's strong enough for a pay-per-view because if it is, I mean, there's no home fighter, is he, on that co-main or main, as we know at the minute?
No, I think unless it's a really top guy that put Atama in, even Andy Ruiz, I would say probably could be pay-per-view because he's known for AJ. He's a decent name. I think it has to be a top 10 or 12 guy that they put Moses in if they consider it pay-per-view.
It'd be interesting to see what that gate is on the day because I wonder if he's going to flood the undercard with some Liverpool fighters and Northwest fighters just to get some interest from the natives. So that's mine and Sean's views on all things Derek Chisora. His 3/4 options for his December fight. Like, comment, subscribe. Post your comments below. Great interaction at the minute on the channel. This has been Last Ball Boxing, proudly sponsored by Shore Building Services and SC Travel. We'll see you on the next video. Cheers, Sean.
Thanks, mate.